Hi, friends. Welcome to the show.
Hello, and welcome to the non-Greg Sterlace Show.
Yeah, you got the host talk.
Yes, I do the host talk. Except only the substitutes. I am your host, the Pamazon.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
who else we got?
We got Pepe.
Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Mark. I didn't even see you come in. Whatever, who cares?
And I am the Dudley Ted Duck.
Yes, we do
It's a
love
duck.
Dudley.
It's a duck.
I've always liked ducks. They're always one of my favorite creatures. They're just so cute.
Damn straight.
There's so many different kinds of ducks. They're just... It's already a subset of birds. But then you've got so many fascinating kinds of ducks. I mean, I don't know. I just like the idea of like an animal that floats. Like it's like a biological boat. I mean, you got like
Boat bird.
True that.
what do you call those? You got loons, which can't even walk on land. That's how much of a boat they are. They can fly and they can swim, but they can't walk. They
Really?
don't support them. Yes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
If you look it up, it's very fascinating.
I shall look it up.
They also have the greatest of all duck calls, in my opinion, if you hear them. There was one recently when I was at
Loon is a
TIFT.
kind of duck?
Yes, it is a kind of delightful duck.
Oh.
You get them very rarely around here. They do come around here, but they're more common in very, very, very wild areas. So you get them in heavily, heavily, heavily forested areas. Lots of people. They're of course more famous in Canada, which is where you get the loonie, because they have loon on the coins.
You know so many things that are oddly
Pointless.
specific.
It's true. Yes, yes.
He just watched it in a YouTube video. That's all the reason.
Well,
he
I
knows.
just have always loved loons. They make the best out of all duck calls. I think loons make the best call, and I can't even begin to replicate it, but it's very entertaining, and I love loons. They're just so pretty. Look up loon calls on YouTube. I never actually have done that, but I should. I used to have a sound machine with loon calls just because I thought loons were so pretty. But you don't really see them in I only seen them in like the Buffalo area twice when they were over in Tiff Nature Preserve. But they're very lovely ducks. They can't walk. I think they can sort of walk on very marshy, like mud, if it's still pretty much just water, but it's just to like sort of get around. They can't really walk on dry land. I love loons. They're very fun. Look on a loony if you're Canadian or just live around here. I'm assuming you've seen a loony. It has a loon on the back. They're very lovely. I've got many sweatshirts that feature loons just because I need to find them, because I love loons. They're very pretty. Sorry, that's my loon rant, which has probably never happened before anywhere, but
I bet it happened in Canada.
they have very bright red, black, and red eyes. If you see them, they're very specific. They have beautiful red eyes. It sounds a lot less creepy than it is.
Yeah, it sounds kind of creepy if you say it that way.
It's just, I don't know how to frame it. They're just the way they look. I believe you're getting a telephone call.
Oh, I am.
But it is not telephone call time.
Nope, it's not.
Pepe, I know you want to call us, but you can just come over here. I didn't even know you knew how to dial a phone.
After I yawn, I know, right? I was gonna bring up what was that show we were watching downstairs that was so very funny.
Oh, I highly recommend it if you get a chance. Look up Brutal Foods. It's a guy named Ian. Ian, if you see this, I will share this to your Facebook/Twitter. And I hope you enjoy our shout out. It's a very fun cooking show. This guy named Ian. He just kind of finds cookbooks in thrift stores and tries making different recipes. Sometimes he'll just order like food kits online, just try to make them. He'll make his own recipes sometimes of things he already knows how to make. But he makes it very fun. He edits it in a very fun way. He's not a very professional cook. So it's just kind of like a guy who doesn't really know how to cook, just kind of trying out different recipes, but genuinely trying. It's not like it is a joke, but he really is trying. It's very entertaining, and I find them relaxing. Because it's like a comedy cooking show, but it's not as cheesy as you would think it sounds, I think.
So an example would be the horrible dump cooks and dump dinners lady in her really terrifying books of foods had a ramen noodle cookbook.
Yes,
she
she
tries
did.
out some of her ramen noodle recipes, and you can imagine how good they would be when someone's idea of making a cake is to dump some, Diet Mountain Dew and cake mix and bake it.
It's not good. He also does like interesting reviews of like fruits and stuff. Like there's one, the most recent one he put up, I thought was really fascinating. Some people might not. Where he goes to his local outside food market. And there's like a new apple that's been introduced, and he just like reviews the new apple that was introduced to the food market. It's he says it's not very good. He says it's supposedly like a Red Delicious that lasts on the shelf for over 2 years.
Well, Red Delicious already suck.
And he says it's pretty much just like a worse version of the Red Delicious.
Not delicious, yeah.
But I think it's a fascinating video because he goes over the different little.
Now you are a fan
squares.
of the Red Delicious, correct?
No, I don't like Red Delicious.
You don't like Red Delicious?
I mean, I'll eat it.
Somebody was defending.
I like Golden Delicious.
Someone was defending those horrible apples. Like, they just look nice, they're attractive looking apples, but they have like no flavor.
I like Macintosh.
I like Macintosh a lot, not just because I like the computers, but I like the apples. We had those.
I like the speakers.
or the speakers. All things Macintosh tend to be good, or the little jackets you can wear.
You ever see the original Mac Computers logo with Sir Isaac Newton?
I did.
It's very weird.
Of course. I teach graphic design. Yes, I have seen it.
They only used it for like 2 years or something.
The rainbow one is my favorite.
That's the best one. When I was a kid, I thought that was the most fascinating looking thing ever, and I thought it was so stupid that they just went through like a plain white bitten apple. Like, what is that? What is just garbage? Go back to the rainbow.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brutal Foods, I highly recommend it. He's not very popular or anything, so give that guy some.
Give him some love so we can keep watching him make videos.
Yeah.
We find him to be hilarious.
It's very hilarious.
He also tried the Twinkie cookbook.
Yes. He also just like reviews like banquet dinners and stuff. Like he'll just get like banquet dinners and banquet pot pies and just try them. I don't know. I think he's a very fun guy. It's a very inoffensive, kind of relaxed, funny show where he genuinely tries to make things and review things. And there's other things on his channel, but for the most part, it's food-based. Like, there's one where he goes to an arcade and he reviews different, like, arcade machines and stuff. But I like his cooking
delightful.
shows.
Also, as you mentioned earlier, UHF is on YouTube for free if people have not seen it.
Yeah, it is on YouTube for free. There's surprisingly a lot of good free movies on YouTube. So.
There's something behind the. Do
I
not knock.
think he found a treat.
Do not knock down everything, Peppy.
Please don't.
Don't let it have it come falling upon us.
Sadly, they took down the free Tiny Tim movie, which was on there.
Oh.
Sadly, that got removed. But we have a dog disturbance.
There's this.
Oh no.
Puppy, come on, puppy.
Pup, wait, come here, hold up.
There, grab him. There. Oh, he's got something hanging off his
It's
muzzle.
It's a piece of paper.
Okay, that's good. It could have been much. There's been much worse things.
Yes, there have. But if you do get a chance, look up the Tiny Tim movie. I think it's very funny. It's not really supposed to be funny, but Tiny Tim's just not a very good actor. And it's like the whole time he's just like this evil clown, but they say he's not evil. They say he's just like is a clown at all times for no reason, and his sister is like, oh, that's George, he's just like that. I'm like, why is he a clown all the time? And Tiny just walks in, oh, thank you, Miss Cleo. And then I don't know, it's very weird. Also, Tiny Tim's children's show is also on YouTube for free, which is highly entertaining because it's very bad.
I'll give a shout out to the thing I always do, archive.org.
Archive.org is great.
It's so fun. And also on WBXC, Sci-Fi Saturday, 56.4. It's very, very fun if you like old school sci-fi.
Yes.
It's a blast.
It is very fun. We get hours of entertainment.
With all sorts of bad movies and then all sorts of strange things like, Ultra Q.
Yeah,
Power something in the Soldiers of Tomorrow. Captain Power in the Soldiers of Tomorrow. I was like, what is this?
Yes,
very weird thing.
It's very, I don't know. It is very entertaining. There's lots of good things on television. People always say TV's dying. I don't.
Because they're watching cable. With all the boring cable crap.
And I gotta say though, I like cable a lot.
This show's on cable?
Yes.
This show is on cable.
And I actually really like cable. Some of my favorite TV channels are all cable, but. Most of cable is not very good because I've had cable for a long time, and most of it I don't care. But there's a few really good channels, and you can find some really weird stuff. Like, I really like.
Police surgeon.
Well, police surgeon, you don't even need cable for. That's actually, and that was made not too far away. But
it's hilariously bad.
There's a show on Netflix, and it's like medical police people. So it might be a police surgeon.
Yes.
So somebody rebooted police surgeon.
Oh boy, if there was ever something that didn't need to be rebooted.
Well, what's the show we were watching?
And there's also Dr. Simon Locke, which is pre-police surgeon.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
but
suddenly he comes back. He's out in the wilds in Canada. He's the only doctor, the renegade young guy bringing the new wild ideas. And then, like, the next season, he's suddenly the police surgeon in the big city.
And it's actually a remake of a British show.
Or maybe it goes the other way. I don't even know. Oh, it is?
I looked it up, yes. It is a remake of a British show with the same concept. So the police surgeon goes deep.
Medical police, yeah.
So that's pretty much police surgeon.
But what's that show we were watching? That weird show that was on, like, the Sci-Fi Channel, but it wasn't when we were watching it. That strange show you discovered where they, like, went into, like, a pyramid.
Oh, Otherworld.
Yeah, that's very fun.
Well, we found that because we were looking up the guy from Police Surgeon. We were looking all up his life and everything and what he did. And he
teaches acting in New York City, by the way, now.
He also did this other show. No, he shouldn't be doing that. It's true.
No.
Just watch Police Surgeon. But I saw this interview with him and this woman, and they're talking about this show, and she's like, well, it's very different. And she's saying that as if she's like, what have I done?
Yeah, she seems very concerned.
Yeah, and I was like, oh gosh, Otherworld, I hope this is on YouTube. And it is on YouTube. Sadly, there are some lost episodes, but it is awesome and hilarious, and
it's got good theme music.
It's got great theme music. It's
only the theme music.
Actually, the concepts for some of the episodes are kind of interesting. They're just, not. I don't know.
It's not really bad ideas. It's
yeah,
bad
execution. The execution is pretty terrible, and some of it's just really funny. Like when she has to go into when she has to trip out to figure out what's happening, the one daughter, and it's just like 10 minutes of like basically an 80s music video.
Yes, it's very weird.
It's awesomely fun. I love that show.
Yeah, it is very fun, but I don't know. There are good things on television, whether or not people see them. I don't think. I mean, people said radio was dying in like the 40s, and it's like, well, obviously the radio's still here. Tell you TV's not going anywhere.
I think it's funny when people are like, I don't watch TV. I watch Netflix. I'm like, oh, you're so good. You watch Netflix and not TV.
It's pretty much just like a TV channel, but it's like an on-demand TV channel.
Exactly.
I mean, regular TV is just TV, but like, it's not really like, you can't exactly pick what's on, but that's kind of the fun. You don't know.
I agree. Like, I think there's something to be said for taking what you could get and seeing what you can, what you can get from it. That was repetitive, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. I don't know. I don't think TV's gonna die.
And we never would have found the delightful Otherworld, which we laughed and laughed and laughed at.
Yeah, there's lots of good things. I don't know. I really hope that the Brutal Foods guy gets his own TV show. He's always like, "Hey, Food Network, I'm here," but like, I don't know.
He should be on Comedy Central. That'd be better.
Yes, it probably would be better fitting, but I like either way because come on, it's very entertaining. And right now he only posts an episode like every other month or so. It's like,
oh really?
I don't know about that slow, but maybe every month.
Oh, that's kind of, well, that's sad. Go watch this, man.
Yeah, gosh, this guy, get him more popular so that he can get his own TV show or something. It's very fun. It's very low stakes, which is like my own genre. Sometimes I like things that are high stakes, but not often. Like the biggest stakes with that is that the recipe might be bad, and that's fine because.
Well, you also like, what's that shopping show?
I like supermarkets.
Because
nothing bad can happen.
Low stakes.
The worst that can happen is that you get less groceries than the other person. Everybody still gets to keep their groceries.
Do they?
Yeah, everybody get to keep, but only the winner gets all the prize money plus the groceries.
Oh, okay.
So you still get to keep all the groceries. So like, come on, everybody wins. Everybody wins. I like this kind of show.
I know you like low stakes things.
Yeah, because it's like everything's already like bad enough. Why do I want to watch things that are already like super bad on TV too? I don't need to see. Why make it worse? Watch a nice show where somebody gets to get some free like napkins, get some free silverware, maybe a box of like graham crackers. Come on.
Aim high in life.
You know, maybe not like those Oneida silverwares that are made by that weird sex cult. It's a little different.
That's true. You can look that up, too.
It's very fascinating. The guy that killed President McKinley, I think, was in that cult. But then he was mad because no one would have sex with him, even though it's like a free open sex thing.
I looked this all up when you talked about it before. And
Did I mention this before? But yes, it's
well,
very
I don't know if you
fascinating.
did on I think you did on TV, but I don't know.
But either way,
I
if you just see it, it's very fascinating.
Looking it up.
It's this weird cult where, like, they have, like, old ladies train young boys not to come by, like, having sex with them. But if they come, they get punished. So they have the old ladies do it so nobody gets preggo. But it's very fascinating. The whole cult is just based around the ladies can orgasm, but the guys can't because that goes away from the point of something. But anyway, they have the old ladies train young boys to not actually.
Some sort of energy gathering or something?
I don't know. It's very weird. It's very just strange sex magic. I don't know. But all I know is it features old ladies having sex with young teen boys, which is always a strange cult.
Strange cult behavior 101. So you said so the guy on the show tried Weird Al's sandwich.
Yeah, he didn't like it. That one I think was his least favorite thing he ever made on the show. Other than maybe the one where he made the banana with the mayo and the walnuts.
Oh, yeah, that was gross.
He didn't. Sometimes he likes it. A lot of times the stuff he makes he doesn't end up liking. Sometimes he does.
Yeah, the mayo with the walnuts on the banana. Oof.
And he's like, but he always goes through with the recipe, even if he knows part of it looks bad. He's like, well, I gotta go through with it. Because he's like, I want to eat just the walnuts and the banana. That looks fine. When you add the mayonnaise, I don't know how to describe this guy's humor. It's very, like, deadpan, but he also edits it in a very fun way.
I got green olives in a can, and they were stuffed with anchovies. Somebody told me they were very good. And they weren't very expensive. Oh, God. So I bought them, and me and May were downstairs, and I tried one, and I had to run in the garbage, and I had to spit it out.
I ate the rest of those.
Oh, God.
They were good. One time I tried to order a pizza. I just had this weird desire for a pizza that had no cheese and was only covered in green olives. And when I made the order, the guy on the other end of the phone at the pizza place hung up on me because he didn't think it was real. He thought it was some kind of prank call. So
you were just going to have cooked dough with olives cooked on top of it?
Yeah. But it also had pizza sauce.
Oh, and pizza sauce. I was going to say that would be weird because olives would kind of dry out, but not if there's pizza sauce.
And it was very good. I liked it. When I called back, the guy's like, "Oh, you're serious? All right, fine. I'll give you olive pizza." And it was good. It was green olives, black olives, pizza sauce. It was very good.
All right.
I thought it was good anyway.
It may have been.
Because
I like olives a lot, so I can't. Not when they're full of anchovies, but
since there was no cheese on it, the guy just covered the thing with the olives like it was cheese, so it was very olivey. It's very good. Which is from Chicken and Pizza Works, which is probably my favorite South Buffalo pizza place. Well, no, probably Lombardo's now. Lombardo's is very good, and also Carbone's. There's lots of delicious South Buffalo pizza.
Delicious pizza everywhere. Pizza, pizza, pizza.
Yes, I do. I also wanted to bring up the story of when I bought this record because it's kind of funny. I was seeing the band Death Clock at the Buffalo, at the Hamburg, what do you call it? The casino. And I was buying this, and I guess I was in the way of this guy behind me. And next thing I know, the guy is throwing a garbage can at me. And I'm like, I was just so shocked that someone threw a garbage can at me. And anyway, after he's like, "My man, I'm sorry, but you was in the way. I needed to see this show. I did not mean to throw the garbage can. I should have tapped you on the shoulder." I'm like, yeah.
Yes, that is generally considered more.
I just thought it was a very fascinating thing. Sharon's like, "I just seen this guy lifting up a garbage can, and I didn't know what to do. I was in awe, and I didn't know how to warn you." And it was just like, but I was in the middle of buying this, and I had a garbage can thrown at me, and it was very confusing.
It didn't hit you, though.
No, it did hit me.
Oh, it did? Okay.
No, it hit me.
Did you get injured?
No, I mean, I'm pretty durable. But it was very shocking. And then the guy after is like, "My man, I'm sorry. That's fine. I didn't mean to do that." It's like, yeah, all right, but just don't immediately go to, I better throw a garbage can.
That does seem like a leap.
Yeah, it's like, God, dude, whatever it is. I don't know. That was very weird. I was there with my sister Sharon, and it was very, very strange.
Yeah, I had a drunk person throw a metal folding chair and it hit me in the head.
Yeah, that sounds worse.
Yeah, I did get injured. I got very injured.
But I just find it very funny because where I saw Deathclaw, they're like this weird, super intense, like progressive death metal band. But then like the same week, I saw Herman's Hermits there, which was just like a weird change of pace. I'm like,
That's a very big change of pace.
It's very weird. And I love Herman's Hermits. Those are like some of my favorite songs.
There's a kind of hush
all
over the world tonight. All over the world, you can hear the sound of falling in love.
Those are some of my favorite songs. The girl that wrote those songs, they're all good. She works with so many other bands, and all those songs are like that, and they're so fun. I forget her name. It's very fun. Herman's Hermits, I think, does the best job on those songs. Peter Noon.
Carole King, was it?
No, I think this was somebody else.
Somebody else.
Wrong.
Some other songwriter.
But then, when I saw that time, Peter Noon was super pissed because I showed up with a Beatles shirt on. How would you like it if I showed up to your show wearing like a Motley Crue shirt or something, mate? It's like, God, I don't know. I just put on a shirt.
You probably should have thought that through.
I mean, why would I? Well, like, everybody's just showing up. Oh, I'm going to see this guy. I better not wear like a shirt with like a... It's like, I don't know. I wasn't thinking. And he was all pissed off. And then, it's funny because Peter Noon left Herman's Hermits for a long time. So the regular Herman's Hermits without Peter Noon went on without... just as Herman's Hermits. But then he decided he wanted to be in Herman's Hermits again, but they didn't want him. So there's two versions of Herman's Hermits. There's the original band members with a new singer, and then there's Peter Noon with a new band. And I always seen it with Peter Noon. Not that that matters to anybody, but I just think it's a fascinating little bit of trivia. I love Herman's Hermits. They're so good.
Yeah, well, some bands have definitely replaced, people.
Yes, I mean, how many...
Yes, replaced John Anderson because he got sick, and then they put a new person in, and I was like, that's blasphemy.
I would still go. I mean, it's not as good, but I would still go. I still enjoy Yes songs.
Well, I mean, you're really just kind of seeing Steve Howe, I think, right? I mean,
I don't know, because I don't mind when band members get replaced, but it depends on the band, too. Like, I would still see current Yes. I still think it's fun, but I know it's not the same.
I mean, Steve Howe's a monster of a player.
Like, I mean, certain bands you can replace certain members, and it's like, whatever, who cares? But then it's like, if it's like the Beatles, like, it's just like Ringo and like three random dudes. I'm like, all right, whatever. But it depends on the band. It depends on the person. Like, I mean, Black Sabbath had God knows how many different singers, and the only member that stays the same is Tony Iommi, and even he left for a while to be the guitar player for Jethro Tull. So there's so many different.
And you said he's like a big alien person, believe in aliens, or?
Well, he believes in. He's really big into like astral projection and stuff. He's like terrified by how well he can do it.
For some reason, I thought he was an alien person.
Not as far as I know. I know John Lennon is. Or was. There's so many fascinating John Lennon alien stories. And you can also hear May Pang talk about them because she was with him for a lot of them, and she'll bring up the same ones. It's very fascinating. I love May Pang does really interesting art. I feel like she sort of gets the short end of the stick with famous people associated with the Beatles, but May Pang does really interesting art. And I think it's, not to be mean to May Pang, but even though she's like 30 years younger than Yoko, she looks like way older, even though Yoko's like 90 now. May Pang looks, she looks, no offense to you, Miss Pang, but you look like you smoke like 20 packs a day.
Life can be harder on some than others.
That's true.
That's always something to keep in mind.
Okay, so I used my magical rectangle here.
Yes.
Okay.
To contact the internets.
Yes.
And the internets are going to fact check you and say the winners didn't get to keep the groceries on supermarkets.
Oh, they didn't?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought they did. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, whatever.
What would you do with all those turkeys anyway?
I'd throw a party or something. Make a lot of soup. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
Those are a lot of turkeys. You need a big freezer.
Yeah, I don't know. Give them to somebody. I don't know. Help somebody out. Whatever. Give them to like a homeless shelter or something.
That's true. You could do that, but you have to pay taxes and all that stuff. So
I don't care. I still give it to them. Whatever.
So So you'd kind of be paying to give turkeys to the homeless shelter, which is nice and good and
I mean,
proper thing to do.
It can't be that expensive to give like 10 turkeys away to a homeless shelter. I mean,
Shouldn't be.
But here's the thing: you wouldn't want to eat the groceries anyway.
why?
The meat was fake.
Oh.
Most of the food was expired.
Oh. Well, that's stupid. Whatever, I still like that show. But, I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to hog this episode and only talk about stupid nonsense.
It's okay.
I know I start getting on rants and I end up...
You get on rants. You go. You go on those rants.
Because I just enjoy public speaking. I just enjoy saying insane things to anybody who will listen. Despite being incredibly shy, if I'm talking and no one else is talking to me, then it's fine. As long as you're not talking to me, I don't want to talk to you. I don't even know you. I don't even like you.
Maybe you'd like them if you talk to them.
Well, I don't want to get that far. Give
it a try.
Because then I'd have to hang out with them. We'd have to be friends.
Oh, no, Peppy, where are you going?
Ugh, it's too garbage.
Oh, off he goes. Peppy has forsaken me.
It's actually a fascinating story with May Pang. John didn't want to go out with May Pang. Yoko basically told John that if he didn't start, like, basically dating May Pang, she was going to totally leave him. But then when John actually did get really close to May Pang, then Yoko got pissed and brought him back. And John just totally dumped her. It's like, that's super fucked up. It's like, you're the one that forces him to date some girl, even though you're already married to him. Because she said she was too busy to have sex with him. Which, I mean, even after, like, the last few years, she was always like... She had, like, 5 other boyfriends that John refused to admit were even real. She was like, no, those aren't Yoko's lovers. That's just, like, some friend. It's like, dude, why is she writing all these songs with that guy's name in it? And he's just, like, denying it. And it's just, like, it's so fucked up. Because, like, on the last album they do together, she sings a bunch of these songs about her, like, extra, like, boyfriends. But she puts it on the album where it's supposed to be about her and John. And John's so stupid and clueless and won't believe it. It's like, dude, no. It's like, I mean, if you want Yoko, fine, but at least admit, like, she's fucking, like, 5 other dudes. And I mean, I like Yoko's music.
See, this is the kind of stuff you need to have Greg on, because he wrote the Beatles book.
Yeah, I'm sure Greg knows all this stuff. I mean, people give a lot of Yoko unfair crap, but there's plenty of crap you could give her that's, like, really totally legit. Like, okay, Yoko's come from, like, one of the richest families of Japan. She basically came from, like, some of the highest up Japanese monarchy. She's got tons of money. She's just already, like, has no problems. She's just, like, famous for being an artist just because she comes from, like, the most famous samurai family. And, you know, her like, grandmother is, like, a huge politician in Japan. Her mom's some rich person, you know. But, you know, John, of course, came from pure poverty. His mom was just, like, a party girl. His dad was an asshole sailor. You know, it's just fascinating.
What would you do with a drunken sailor?
That's one of my favorite songs.
With a drunken sailor.
Also, look up the Irish Rover. That's a great sea shanty. I love that song.
How's that one go?
In the year of our Lord 1806, we set sail from the county of Cork. We were sailing away with the cargo of bricks for the Grand Central Hall in New York. We were sailing away with the cargo of hay, and oh, how the trade winds drove her.
I've never heard that one.
On the winds of the Irish Rover. And there's like a billion other verses.
I've seen the name on things, like in books and stuff.
It's very famous.
It was something I'd heard, but it is ringing 0 bells.
I think the word is more famous than the song itself. Like, there's a very famous Irish folk band named after the Irish Rover. And, you know, it's just sort of like in folk, regular pop culture of Ireland, which of course leaks over here a lot. There's a lot of Irish people, but the song itself, I think, is kind of obscure. I've tried looking it up. I can't find that many versions.
You're losing your voice.
Yeah,
you're saying.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh, that poopy cold.
But anyway, that's a very good song, and it's fascinating because, of course, John is Irish and Yoko's Japanese, so their son is Iro-Japanese. But that has nothing to do with anything, but it just made me think of it.
Okay.
Because
is he 100% Irish, or who knows?
John is... No, I think he's supposedly partially Native American, like his...
How'd that happen in England?
Well, his grandfather moved to America in, like, the 1800s, and then his son after that moved back to England.
Oh, okay.
But of course, his grandfather was from Ireland. He went from Ireland during the potato famine to America, back to England.
Oh, hey, we're wrapping it up.
Great
Give us
show.
a call. And yeah.
Yes, great success. Watch.